everyone in Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia to know, and I want President Putin and the Kremlin to know, that the United States of America stands with our allies. But conflict is not inevitable. Mr. Putin can choose a different path. The United States, in lockstep with our allies and partners, have offered him an opportunity to pursue a diplomatic solution. We hope that he takes it. We hope that he steps back from the brink of conflict. And we hope that he de-escalates.
And we have to show that we're ready in case Russia builds on its supposed successes. And we're ready to defend Baltic states and Poland and other countries in the region.
Thank you, dear Secretary. Ačiū. Spaudos konferencija baigta.
Верховный главнокомандующий, разрешите приступить к работе? Товарищ Верховный Главнокомандующий, в соответствии с принятыми вами решением, сегодня под вашим руководством проводится учение сил стратегического сдерживания, на котором будут отработаны вопросы управления ядерным оружием и оружием повышенной потенциальной опасности в едином контуре управления в ходе проведения операции стратегических наступательных сил. В учении привлекаются силы и средства воздушно-космических сил, Южного военного округа, ракетных войск стратегического назначения, Северного и Черноморского флотов будут продемонстрированы пуски гиперзвуковых аэробаллистических ракет авиационного ракетного комплекса «Кинжал» и противокорабельной гиперзвуковой крылатой ракеты «Циркон». Порядок проведения учений доложит начальник Генерального штаба генерал армии Герасимов Валерий Васильевич.
Товарищ Верховный Главнокомандующий, основная цель проводимого учения – отработка действий стратегических наступательных сил по нанесению гарантированного поражения противнику. Учение проводится в два этапа. На первом этапе будет отработан вопрос ведения военных действий с применением оружия повышенной потенциальной опасности. И на втором этапе вопрос санкционирования и массированного применения стратегических наступательных сил Российской Федерации в ответ на встречный удар.
These have been released by the Russian Defense Ministry in the last hour. Well, these are events which have been brought forward by President Putin, announced. I'm just going to wait and let these pictures run, actually. They're extraordinary. These are the other pictures. Now, we are presuming this is the Black Sea. This is a very edited video put out by the Russian Ministry of Defense. Effectively, in this situation, you'd call it a propaganda video. It's been well edited, as you can see. One wonders if this was filmed in advance, but you'll come to the pictures of the launch, which presumably took place today. A submarine-launched ballistic missile, part of these tests that have been underway. That is a Sineva missile, part of the annual strategic Grom drills, which have been brought forward by the Russians. They normally take place in late summer or early September, brought forward. You've seen pictures also of the Russian president sat in a control room alongside the leader of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, who was there to witness this, and said that yesterday they talked about being actively involved in these missions. But all of this, a real show of strength by the Russian government, bringing forward these various different nuclear-capable missiles via air, by sea and by land. That is what we've seen so far from them. So there we go, actually firing some of these missiles. and a statement released by the Russian Defense Ministry under the leadership of the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin. A planned exercise of the strategic deterrence was held, during which ballistic and cruise missiles were launched. But certainly very keen to show their capabilities, as I said, by land, by sea and by air. We'll get more analysis of those pictures later on, certainly.
As we have said all along, there is a playbook of Russian aggression. And this playbook is too familiar to us all. Russia will plead ignorance and innocence. It will create false pretext for invasion. And it will amass troops and firepower in plain sight. We now receive reports of what appears to be provocation. And we see Russia spreading disinformation, lies, and propaganda. Their actions simply do not match their words. And let me be clear, I can say with absolute certainty, if Russia further invades Ukraine, the United States, together with our allies and partners, will impose significant and unprecedented economic costs.
But let me be clear. I am here today not to start a war, but to prevent one. The information I presented here is validated by what we've seen unfolding in plain sight before our eyes for months. And remember that while Russia has repeatedly derided our warnings and alarms as melodrama and nonsense, they have been steadily amassing more than 150,000 troops on Ukraine's borders, as well as the capabilities to conduct a massive military assault. It isn't just us seeing this. Allies and partners see the same thing. And Russia hasn't only been hearing from us. The international chorus has grown louder and louder. If Russia doesn't invade Ukraine, then we will be relieved that Russia changed course and proved our predictions wrong. That would be a far better outcome than the course we're currently on.
I want everyone in Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia to know, and I want President Putin and the Kremlin to know, that the United States of America stands with our allies. But conflict is not inevitable. Mr. Putin can choose a different path. The United States, in lockstep with our allies and partners, have offered him an opportunity to pursue a diplomatic solution. We hope that he takes it. We hope that he steps back from the brink of conflict. And we hope that he de-escalates.
And we have to show that we're ready in case Russia builds on its supposed successes, and we're ready to defend Baltic states and Poland and other countries in the region.
Thank you, dear Secretary. Ačiū. Spaudos konferencija baigta.
If Ukraine is invaded, the shock will echo around the world. And those echoes will be heard in East Asia, they will be heard in Taiwan. When I spoke to the Prime Ministers of Japan and Australia this week, they left me in no doubt that the economic and political shocks will be felt on the far side of the world. So let me be clear about the risk. The risk now is that people would draw the conclusion that aggression pays and that might is right.
It's absolutely clear that we are going into a world that is multipolar. But the principles that are bringing us together as democracies, they are more important than. And so I'm not that much afraid. And I think that we will be able to develop a strategy which is clear on questions that are important for us, like democracy, a rule of law and all this. And on the other hand, making it not happen that there is a domination and spheres of interest for countries like Russia or China. And you can be sure all the other upcoming or already great nations of Asia will not accept it. Not Korea, not Japan, not Vietnam, not Indonesia, not Malaysia, not India. We should be clear on that, and we should be a partner on developing a world that creates peace, understanding that.
Do you have any indication about whether President Putin has made a decision on whether to invade? Do you feel confident that he hasn't made that decision already?
As of this moment, I'm convinced he's made the decision. We have reason to believe that.
You are convinced that President Putin is going to invade Ukraine. Is that what you just said a few moments ago?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So is diplomacy off the table then?
No. Until he does, diplomacy is always a possibility.
What reason do you have to believe he's considering that option at all?
We have a significant intelligence capability. Thank you very much.
You have talked a lot about security guarantees, and now we've seen your proposals. You also say you have no intention of invading Ukraine. So will you guarantee unconditionally that you will not invade Ukraine or any other sovereign country? Or does that depend on how negotiations go? And another question, what is it, do you think, that the West does not understand about Russia or about your intentions? Thank you.
Значит, по поводу гарантий и что будет, от чего зависеть, будет ли что-то зависеть от хода переговоров. Наши действия будут зависеть не от хода переговоров, а от безусловного обеспечения безопасности России сегодня и на историческую перспективу. В этой связи мы ясно и четко дали понять, что дальнейшее движение НАТО на восток неприемлемо. Ну чего здесь непонятного? Мы что ли ставим ракеты рядом с границами Соединенных Штатов? Нет. Это же Соединенные Штаты своими ракетами пришли к нашему дому. На пороге нашего дома находятся уже. Ну разве это какое-то избыточное требование? Не ставить больше никаких ударных систем у нашего дома. Ну чего здесь необычного? Вот как американцы бы отнеслись, если мы взяли там на границе между Канадой и США или на границе Мексики и США, поставили бы наши ракеты. А что, разве у Мексики и у США не было никогда территориальных вопросов? А Калифорния кому принадлежала раньше? А Техас? Вот забыли, что ли? Ну ладно, все затихло. Никто не вспоминает про это, так как вспоминают сегодня про Крым. Замечательно. Но и мы стараемся не вспоминать о том, что как Украина-то складывалась. Кто ее создал-то? Ленин Владимир Ильич.
We are going to protect our country with or without support of our partners, be it hundreds pieces of contemporary armament or 5,000 helmets. We equally appreciate the support, but everyone needs to understand that this is not some kind of donation Ukraine should be reminding or begging for. This is not just a broad gesture that Ukraine should be bowing down for. This is your contribution into the European and international security for which Ukraine has been serving as a shield for 8 years now, a reliable shield, holding back one of the largest armies in the world. That same army which is now poised on the Ukrainian, not EU member states' borders.